This week on It's Happening Out.
Zest test. How much zest do you possess? If you say yes to 10 of these, then bestie, you're zesty.
Cher? Mm-hmm. Okay. The singer is launching into a new business venture. You are never going to believe it. Gelato?
It's all happening out tonight. With your hosts, gay guru Al Ferguson, lesbian activist FayWhat, pansexual leather daddy Elimination, drag queen and comedian Auntie Mame, Latino muscle bear Jonathan Casañas, Gen Z political advocate Max Venning, Gen Z bear and actor Cameron Glass, leadership coach and leather sir Mark Pettit, Indo-Caribbean artist Trinidadi, Muslim American communications exec Kal Gajraj. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, good evening and welcome to It's Happening Out. This is the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We're broadcasting live and then we're available on demand on Roku, Apple Television, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, and of course, YouTube and Facebook. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. I'm your host, Al Ferguson. As you know, Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of our Black LGBTQ community, Latino, lesbian, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social activism, and faith. Help us support our community. All right, let's jump right into It's Happening Out. Let's start with having some fun.
Yes.
TikTok has become the top source for viral content on the internet. You can find everything from recipes, hot guys, and vacation clips. And nothing says vacation, by the way, like a cruise on Virgin Voyages. Virgin has been an iconic supporter of the LGBTQ plus community and your number one choice of an LGBTQ plus vacation experience. Value is the word. A value they deliver with being an adult-only cruise, Wi-Fi included, 20-plus eateries included, tips included, and essential drinks included. That's value. And their values are also self-evident as Virgin Voyages fights for equality and the right to be seen, heard, and included. So whether an LGBTQ plus cruise charter, Pride Month celebrations, or countless sponsorships and support of our charities and nonprofit organizations, this is why Virgin Voyages is part of our best TikTok of the week. So how does this work? Each week, we will show you our favorite TikTok video. And so our TikTok of the week is Take the Zest Test by user Mr. Grand Official.
Welcome to the zest test. How much zest do you possess? If you say yes to 10 of these, then bestie, you're zesty. 1. Do you recognize this floor? 2. Do you recognize this door? 3. Have you seen this dress before? 4. Have you been to the Renaissance store? Do you know who made this tweet? Do you like your drinks real sweet? Do you walk quickly down the street? Did you stop going here to eat? Have you ever seen this man? Are you a Gaga stan? Do you wish death to all her fam? Are you a Nicki fan? Do you know who did this stare? Can you not sit correct in a chair? Do you know who just bought this hair? Do you think it's giving share? Does this make the hairs on your neck stand up? Did you ever learn the choreo she does with a cup? Have you ever given your eyebrows a pluck? Have you ever given another man a hug? Are you bad at math? Does your wrist hang down? Does Meg make you drop down to the ground? Do you sing show tunes around? And lastly, do you recognize this sound?
How many are a good gay that know about 90% of all of those images?
How many?
I got 15.
I'm zesty. I am zesty. That was like, I wouldn't say 90. I'm like 88.5, but I am truly zesty.
If you're in the 80s, you're still doing.
But what was the floor? I have no idea what the floor was.
I thought the floor was a laminate floor that, like, you know, many gays have in their kitchen, but straight people have it too. So I didn't give myself that point because it was like, that's weird. Yeah. Who was the guy on the couch?
Oh, it was a porn guy.
star.
Yeah,
It's a
porn
porn
star.
star.
Oh, it was the porn guy. Okay.
He became famous that particular porn channel like interviews like these straight boys and they suck their dick and stuff like that. And then
Gay
yeah, they're
straight.
gay
for pay.
Yeah.
Funny enough,
Cal
he-
just got gay bonus points.
For getting that,
I
right?
think it's like beefcakes or something
Yeah,
like
it's like
that. I
straight-
think that's
yeah,
what
it's something
called.
like that, yeah,
But
absolutely.
funny enough,
Here, it films here.
recently
It films here.
resurfaced.
It films here in Fort Lauderdale.
In Florida, Miami, Florida.
Florida,
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
he
okay.
actually resurfaced recently because there was a picture of him with Trump. So he's like a Trump supporter now.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Now I don't like
Any
him anymore.
sexual interest just ended.
Yeah.
Completely. Right there. So Cal got 15. How many did you get, Elimination?
Well, I think that with the floor and the hair, I had no idea what the hair was about.
I remember the
Ariana.
hair.
You didn't know it was Ariana? Wasn't it
Ariana's
Ariana?
How about the green dress?
That was
J-Lo.
Jada.
J-Lo,
Yeah,
of course.
Grammys,
Okay, so
yeah.
you got
Well,
15.
no, wait. You say, of course. That's an old reference. That's an old gay
I mean,
reference.
it's like 20 years
At,
ago.
at this
Oh,
point,
more
it's
than
20 years.
20.
No, it's about
Oh,
20s.
nice.
Yeah.
No, 2,000 Grammys, I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how many did you get?
I got all but three. The floor, the hair, and I think the eyes.
What was
I
the
wasn't sure
total?
about the
How many
eyes.
were in total? Does anybody know?
No.
Production,
It's
do you know?
25.
It was 25 in
Yeah.
total.
25 in total.
Okay, so I got 21, so I'm freaking gayer than you.
Yeah.
I am gayer than the gay boy.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
And nobody's surprised.
Wait.
At all. Not at all. I can
You're
tell-
looking for an argument.
Yeah,
I get it. All right. Before we leave the dock with TikTok, let's think about the best place to make your next video, like what you just watched. And of course, that's a Virgin Voyages cruise.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving will be easy because you like my dream. Red, golden green, red, golden green.
Well, thank you, Virgin Voyages. Okay. Who needs a shot?
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Long
Yes.
week.
Listen,
I look forward to this moment.
I can.
Wednesday.
It's only,
Oh,
It
wait.
is a long week.
but this isn't. Yeah.
only Wednesday.
No, but it's Al's Friday. I get it. And listen, honestly, you folks, I can deal with you more when you drink. So please, drink.
Really? Really?
Just
The better Al looks.
Really? Okay, all right. I need a shot, as you can see why. All right, let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. I'm going to make 4 statements, and if the hosts agree with me, they're going to take a shot. I'd swallow that. We've done it every episode for nearly 5 years. By the way, next month.
5 years already.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd Swallow That is sponsored by the LGBTQ plus community's favorite spirit brand. Bacardi is the world's most loved rum brand. Bacardi is as diverse as our LGBTQ plus community is. Our neighbors right here in South Florida, they are the world's largest privately held spirits company. Bacardi is also a legacy name, and their support of LGBTQ plus community with sponsorships, pride embracements, and a deep and passionate support of our LGBTQ plus charities and causes. And that's why tonight it's Happening Out plays I'd Swallow That with our favorite rum drink, Bacardi. Here we go. Question 1. As summer continues to heat up, I think we're making a joke about the heat. Cher, wait, I just stopped. Cher, yeah. Cher is teasing a new business venture that promises to cool down her fans. The music icon shared this week on Instagram video revealing that she's launching her very own ice cream brand, Gelato. Cher's fans instantly filled the comment section with punny reactions. One fan even suggested an alternate brand name based on the song Churn Back Time. All righty. Well, question 1. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I believe in dessert after lunch, and I want to try gelato.
Hell
Do we
to the
agree with
yeah.
that?
Of course. I
Cheers.
hope it tastes like Cher.
Oh,
What? You wouldn't drink it? If it tastes like Cher, I would lick that shit up and put it all over my body and have sex in it in a second. It's Cher.
I know it's
And
Cher.
gelato, two of my favorite things on earth.
Gay boys idolize her.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Don't lick
who wants
her.
old and stale and white? But I like ice cream, so I'm all for that.
Maybe that's what the secret of life is gelato.
Maybe.
How
That's
old
all
is
of
Cher? I was thinking about that in that
70
video.
something?
So let's say she's 70. Hopefully somebody will tell us accurately. But
Let's say
77?
her-
77?
mid
77.
70s. Oh my gosh, she's starting a business venture at
Hell yeah.
77.
Like, that capitalism is the best.
Cher, like,
Honey.
It does.
Yeah, and
It's
she's
not like she's starting from like $1. So
Yeah.
it's not,
well, you know what? And she's gonna come out with more music soon, and people are dying over that, which means another farewell tour. I can't wait.
One more.
It'll be the 8th I go to.
but ice cream makes the world a better place. How can you ever be mad with ice
No.
cream? Like, you can never. Like, I gave up sex one year and I ate ice cream every night and I blew up.
that was
Wait,
your
wait, wait,
replacement.
wait,
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 wait.
wait. Stop
Hold
right
on.
there. Wait a minute.
We put the show on hold for a moment.
I did. I
Stop the
promise you.
clock, okay?
Entire year?
About 9 months, I gave up sex and ice cream every
How
night.
old were you?
I was in my late 40s, 50s.
But like on purpose?
On purpose.
Well,
on purpose.
Was there a favorite flavor or?
Banana pudding ice cream, Bluebell.
Because it looks
Yes.
like sperm. I get it. I get it. That's why I don't eat banana pudding or yogurt or sour cream or anything white.
Why didn't we know this in the roast? Because we could
did
have
not.
really focused on that.
Make a note for the next time.
Yes, next time. You know, one of the things is, all right, so she's 77 and starting this new business venture. I mean, Madonna's on a walker and Cher's out there. Oh, wait, I probably shouldn't have
Don't
said that.
say that. He takes that back. He takes that back, Madonna. You're fine.
Yeah, she said.
She just updated her will.
Yeah, she updated her
Right.
will and said, I almost died.
Yeah.
And she was somewhere with Beyonce.
Oh, but
lately.
that
I
was
just
the
saw
setting.
that
That was the
picture.
setting with
Yeah.
her and her
Sure.
kids.
All right, back to Cher,
Okay, back
our
to Cher.
goddess.
Back to Cher.
One of the things that I think is really clever about this is she has in the branding Lotto. Now, of course, we all understand she's gelato. The Italian ice cream
Yes.
is considered the premium
Yeah.
of the world. Last year, Faye and I were there. We were in Vatican Square. Somebody said, "Oh, you've got to try this gelato." I was in Italy first, ahead of all of us that went to Italy, and went back to that truck
So
stand.
delicious. So
The
delicious.
greatest lemon gelato, ever in history.
Yeah.
So-
and Cher's going to do that.
Could this also be her letting you all know, everybody's passing away, so maybe this could be her way of letting y'all know that she ain't going nowhere, bitches. Like, I'm here to stay. I'm
Her
about to whole new
legacy,
right.
her legacy
Stay here, watch
gelato.
this.
Well, she's
Yeah.
told us all at the end of the world, it's going to be roaches and Cher.
Amen.
That's
That's true.
And
All right.
gelato. And gelato.
Gelato.
Right, we love it. All right, next, Grindr. Now, I bet you think you know what we're going to talk about, but you don't. Grindr Incorporated employees are reportedly petitioning to unionize amid, don't you wonder if this is behind the cameras too? Are reportedly petitioning to unionize amid a recent wave of tech worker layoffs in California. Workers of the gay dating company have filed a unionization permit with the U.S. National Labor Relations Board. Don't you wonder when they got it, what is Grindr? A mission statement from the petitioning employees reads, quote, as members and allies of communities that are systematically oppressed, we know that strength lies in working together, not alone, end quote. And they're not talking about the activities on Grindr. So, question 2, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I think Grindr employees deserve a union to protect their jobs.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not
No.
drinking. No, I'm not drinking because, bitch, get in line, okay? Sex workers, baristas, strippers, drag queens, lipstick lesbians, and little people need a union before you guys do, so get the fucking line in the back.
And I disagree with
What?
you because
All the way. All day. Yes. All day, every day, yes. I mean, yes, those getting unionized, but you're wrong.
why don't they form a union then?
Hold on.
Like, why are they
Did you
hating?
say little people?
Yes! I just went to the Dwarfinators, Little People Wrestling 2 weeks ago, and I'll never be the same. Look at my social media.
Hamburger Mary.
Yes! I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. But they deserve a union.
They deserve a union.
They
So
do.
let them unionize.
Okay, well, like I said, Grindr, get in the back of the line.
Yeah. I don't. You're our business expert at the table, advisor to the University of South Florida's College of Business. Don't you have to have a certain number of employees before you can file to
You do.
unionize?
To petition it, you need a minimum of 100 employees.
There's why the little people aren't
to
going
do
to
that.
unionize. There's not 100 of them.
It's also smart for the Grindr employees to do this because they are considered a tech company.
Yes.
You know, it's an app, so they have a lot of developers and UX designers and stuff like that work there. And in the recent months, tech companies across the United States, Google, you know, Yahoo, everyone has been laying off thousands.
Because of
their
AI?
employees.
Because of what?
AI is part of it. You know, there's a lot of the balloon from the pandemic. Also, a lot of the remote workers that they hired. Now companies are wanting employees to come back on campus.
they're
They don't
choosing
want to come
not
back.
to.
They're choosing not to. So they're eliminating a lot of their remote workers. So it's been in the thousands. Even the company that, you know, I worked with, our fintech division laid off 3,000 people.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, all because
Is
of
your
that.
job
So
safe?
We'll see. To be continued.
But there's been like 5 cuts at this guy's place, and he's still there. So obviously,
And
he's
that's
good.
why the job security is important. I mean, you bring someone on, you don't like Florida. I hate Florida. It's so at will. Like you piss somebody off in the moment, you're gone. And so I think, this is very important for job security. I think it's also that they're building an us for us kind of brand. And I love when in reaching this, I had no idea that stock was open. Who knew? Purchased a whole bunch of stock because I think
You
Grindr.
bought Grindr
Absolutely,
stock?
absolutely. Yes, indeed.
I have Grindr stock also.
And so one thing I loved about it is that they give trans affirming, trans, inclusive care. And so what better way than make sure that for us, are protecting our people? Because we're often the first to
now
go.
I'm curious, stockholders.
Yes.
Do you use Grindr?
Yes.
Yes, of course. I mean, look who you're talking to.
I did it for a lunchtime quickie. A lunchtime quickie on Wednesday. Right. I'm a user, right.
I drink
been
Starbucks.
there, right.
Oh wait, that's not what we're talking
That's what we're
about.
talking about. So we're in Homestead. I'm like, we're so far away from home. We went to Homestead to see Trinidad's show, right, Jekyll and Hyde. And I'm like, we're so far away from home. Check your Grindr. See if there's any gay people here.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yes. there are gay people in Homestead.
Wow.
There are
My
gay people
Grindr was
everywhere.
blowing up because I was the second brown person
That had ever stepped foot.
that I never saw before. So
Wow.
sorry, Trini.
All right. Sorry, Trini. All right. Well, just like LGBTQ plus on Wilton Drive, you know Bacardi's going to love this transition. Just like that, we are taking a lot of shots. So let's take a momentary break and hear from our sponsor, Bacardi Rum. Well, thank you, Bacardi Rum. Let's continue to play I'd Swallow That. Christy Maris and a colleague at First Baptist Academy in Baytown, Texas, went to a drag show at the Houston location of Hamburger Mary's. Maris posted about it on Facebook, and it got her sacked, meaning fired. Despite what happened, Maris said she would keep attending drag shows. She's an ally, and the restaurant is appreciating her and her stand with our community with a campaign to raise $20,000 for Maris and her co-worker and organizing a benefit on August 3rd. Watch this.
Christy Maris calls her first drag show a blast. She proudly posted these photos and videos on Facebook the next day. Then the phone call came.
I feel like we were treated like criminals.
After 19 years at First Baptist Academy in Baytown, Maris was fired. Her coworker was too. And according to the school's senior pastor, it's all because of this line in the school operating policies manual. I will act in a godly and moral fashion at work, on Facebook, and in my community. Maris had agreed to the clause, but didn't realize she was breaking it by going to a drag show.
They're entertainers. No, I would have never thought in a million years that this would have happened. Never. I mean, we were in disbelief. I mean, we still are. I mean, we're heartbroken. You know, we had relationships with parents and the kids. And I didn't even get to say bye to a lot of the kids.
Maris was a physical education teacher, so dedicated to her job that she had gone back to school several years ago for an extra certification. She's also a devout Christian.
What do you hope your kids learn from this? To love everybody equally.
Question 3. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I love that the Houston Hamburger Mary's Queens stood up for their fans.
I'm doing double shot. Double fist on that one.
There we are. Great for Houston, great for Texas. By the way, can I kick this off in saying, what is this school? First Baptist Academy in Baytown, Texas. Jesus is calling. Jesus would like to talk to you. Because at the end of the day, what they're saying is you even embracing or watching an entertainment show, it's like you saying, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Doubtfire does a television show for children. If you watch it, I'm going to fire you. Mm-hmm. Or Flip Wilson does a comedy show and you like it, I'm going to fire you. Or Medea does a movie and you like it, I'm going to fire you. Yeah. It's exactly the same thing. You just went to a show and watched it and said, oh, these are entertainers and it's funny. Yeah. You're fired.
You're fired.
Jesus is calling. He wants to talk to you.
You will act in a godly and moral fashion on Facebook and community. She didn't go on stage and F the queen. She just went and saw the show.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's just completely crazy. I hope that they make a whole lot of money for these teachers, right? Listen, they did you a favor, okay? You're teaching at a very religious school that doesn't allow you to just enjoy entertainment. There's something wrong with that.
And what will probably happen is that these teachers are friends with their students' parents on Facebook or whoever in the community, other teachers that they work with, and someone saw the post.
A Karen.
Right, a Karen saw the post and then reported it to whoever the school official is. And that's how it normally happens. Because these companies aren't out there monitoring, social media like that to see the content that's out there. 99.9% of the time is because someone reported it.
I don't know if anybody knows that I've ever worked with RuPaul.
You did? No way. I love RuPaul.
Why did you ever mention it?
Did you say RuPaul?
I've never mentioned this before. But you know what's interesting about that point is let's talk about the dirty little secret about drag. Unless you're one of the mega queens at RuPaul's Drag Race, you know who goes to most of these drag brunches?
Straight people.
Straight women.
Yeah.
So she goes to that drag brunch at Hamburger Mary's. Had a great time with all of her girlfriends.
Yeah.
And the First Baptist Academy in Baytown, Texas, fires her for it. And that's going to be the reaction from all of her straight friends going, what idiocy are you talking about?
On her day off.
On her day off.
After being there 19 years.
Let's think about this. 19 years. And so, as an educator, when I first started teaching, I never let anyone know about anything.
Wait. You were a teacher?
Yeah. He was like Abbott Elementary up in this bitch. That was him.
Abbott?
That was me. I taught in all inner city schools. I had to make a whiteboard out of a computer, a laptop, and a whole dry erase board. My children thought we were all high tech, and it was nothing but dry erase paper and all that kind of stuff. However, I never let on because the moment that a parent or someone who doesn't like you complains, I even had a parent who was a gay parent whose child was in my classroom. I could never let them know for fear of, and it does suck. After 19 years, this woman has brought so much joy to children.
Well, good for her, and thank you, Hamburger Mary's Houston, for doing this. And I don't know why the movie Forrest Gump is playing in my head right now. Stupid is
as stupid does.
Okay, that's what I think. They say, let's move on. They say one-night stands are shallow. Do you say that?
No.
I say one conversation, but she was shallow, but let's
all right. They say one-night stands are shallow. But singer Troye Sivan says otherwise. He spoke to Emily Ratajkowski about it. The singer said post a break with his ex, he hooked up with another man who told him that even if they do and they don't meet again, sharing this one night can make them connected forever. And Sivan said it was, quote, like something out of a movie, end quote. And that's what children say. Question 4. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Troye Sivan recently opened up about his enjoying hookups. I agree. They can be great.
I agree.
I agree too.
I agree, as long as your wife doesn't find out.
And to your question,
I won't tell her.
No, they are not shallow, because the thing is, a hookup could be affirming, a dance could be affirming, so you're getting something out of it that you're looking for. So I liked how the conversation went to expanding it to that dance floor, to that hug, to that walking in a coffee shop and you see someone and getting that moment. So if it's on Grindr and you're getting your needs met and you're fulfilling that affirming moment of being loved and being touched, hell yeah.
You know, it's interesting to me because the negative reaction that he may get, in my opinion, is an implementation of homophobia.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, I was president of the major fraternity at the University of Central Florida, Sigma Chi. And in my fraternity, and this was in the 1980s, there was nothing that all of my fraternity brothers wanted more than the hookup. They would go to X or they Y. They would go to the dance club. They would go to the strip joint on South Orange Blossom Trail. That's all they were hoping for, is the hookup. And nobody thought a thing about it. Then you put gay on it, and then it becomes homophobic. You are X, or you are Y, or you are Z. It's homophobia, and that's what's happening to Sivan.
Didn't he just come out as verse? Did he just come out as verse or side or something? Yes, he just came out. Well, congratulations on coming out that way. You know, I think hookups are important and they're necessary. And sometimes it's just a quick release. You don't have to know the name or the phone number. I don't need none of that. We both know why we're here. Let's get it done. And then thank you very much. Slap on the ass and get out. No, why would I need your name? I don't want your Facebook. I don't want none of that.
I have put in people's clothes by the bathroom door. Here's everything folded. There's no need for you to come back into the room. Get your stuff and go. And it's fine. We both knew what we needed when you got there.
And we say thank you.
And we say thank you.
Wait, we're all human.
The great thing about it is that you never have to see them again if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And if you do, you can say what's up and say, hey, later.
That was fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Second round.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, I've got so much to say. All right, but I'm not going to. All right, I'd swallow that. Next up, our segment that we're going to do is called Best Thing of the Week. And each week, It's Happening Out celebrates great things in our community. The Best Thing of the Week is sponsored by Israel's national airline, El Al. El Al was born in 1948 with the State of Israel in its birth and is an expression of national existence and pride. And this pride is self-evident in South Florida. El Al features nonstop service from Miami to one of the world's great LGBTQ plus destinations, and that's Israel. And this fall, El Al will connect the two LGBTQ plus world capitals, Tel Aviv and Fort Lauderdale, with seasonal nonstop service, and then next spring adding extensive flights. And that's why El Al sponsors the Best Thing of the Week. And here we go. The famous Dragapella group, the Kinsey Six, SICKS, is no stranger to making magic. It was founded nearly 30 years ago with friends seeking an outrageous creative outlet to challenge gender norms and advocate for LGBTQ plus rights. At the height of the AIDS crisis, they traveled the world with their political parody show. But as the smear campaign against drag and transgender people has intensified over the past 2 years, the group has lost bookings and been trolled online. And Ron DeSantis is on their website as we speak. Still, they're fighting back in a unique way by releasing a new song, Poof, the Magic Drag Queen, which is now attracting thousands of views across social media platforms.
Through cruelty and derision, a poof can still be brave. The world that tries to stop us is the world we're here to save. Poof, the magic drag queen lives in you and me. May we all share our special gifts so all our souls breathe free.
The Best Thing of the Week, the Kinsey Six song Poof, the Magic Drag Queen, is going viral in the faces drag queen bands. What do y'all think about
This is so cute.
Kinsey?
This is super cute.
Have y'all heard of them before?
I hadn't until this. No. And I love the parody. I love that it's going viral. I love that everybody's enjoying it. I mean, you could play this at Sunshine
Wait,
Cathedral.
I've got to interrupt you first.
And you messed up my line. So go for it.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's been stepping on all of us. Have you noticed that? He's been like, and we're done.
I'm asking you specifically. Poof, the Magic Dragon. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Puff.
So
you mean Puff
do.
the maggot? Puff the maggot.
Poof.
Yeah, poof.
Puff.
Okay, that's what happens when you step on somebody. You get it all wrong. You step in shit, and it goes like,
This was like Viola.
Are you happy? Are you happy the beating I'm taking now for what I did to you?
Sorry, it's the Bacardi.
All right.
That's like,
Are we still roasting out?
Right.
Wow. Okay. All right. So the point that you were going to make, I'll give you the opportunity.
You see what I have to deal with, world?
Oh, my God.
You see what I have to deal with? Yes.
All right.
I know. I love him, but he drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
oh my God.
Exactly.
You
All right.
said love.
No,
That's all right.
no, I do love him. That's the thing. Like,
all right.
you know, he's got to make me feel this mad. You have
Yes.
to love somebody. You know what I mean? It's got to be love because only someone you love can get you that pissed.
Right.
You know, I think that they could play this song at Sunshine Cathedral. You know what I mean? Like, they really could and get away with it and enjoy it. It's, you know, it's family friendly, it's fun, it's nice, and they could sing.
Jarrell would like to be singing this song.
Well, I agree with you. I think it's a great interlude. Like people coming into an event, it's beautifully done. It kind of shows into the crazy folks that how beautiful and encouraging it is to be uplifting, because the drag queens are uplifting, and then to the correlation of Puff to Poof is amazing, because those of us who have been around for a certain age, Puff the Magic Dragon was kind of a sweet moment as a kid. You know, it gave you hope, it gave you inspiration, and this is kind of inspiring. It encouraged the drag queens to go out there, regardless of what they're doing to you. You still have a place in this world to be seen.
I want to ask, and I've heard this rumor repeatedly through the years. Puff the Magic Dragon was not, it was commandeered for the way it was done by Peter, Paul, and Mary, but it was really a drug song. Have you all heard that story?
Well, that's what I thought. When somebody told me that, I thought it was about smoking weed. I thought that's what it was.
Wow, I had never.
My entire life.
I am today years old. I am today years old. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But it makes sense for people.
It's a protest song.
Yeah, it's a protest song, and for them, who they were during that time.
Well,
Okay, look, he's illuminated.
I'm
Look at him. He's just like, wow.
My eyes are like,
By the way, you're welcome.
oh my gosh. And I told you Bacardi makes him sound better. Like, yes.
Exactly. And one of the things that I connect with this is that's what this is. This is a protest song.
Yes.
And so they're redoing something that we all think, oh, it's such a pretty children's song. No, it isn't.
They're pushing
It's a
it.
protest song that Peter, Paul, and Mary did, and they've turned it into a new version of the protest. And they make the Kinsey Six as an a cappella group relevant all over again.
Yeah.
And now with social media, people will like it, share it, comment, post it everywhere. So it's
You know, and one thing that I'm actually really happy about is that the song is like general. It's not like mean spirited. We're not cursing. We're not sexualizing, which is all the things that they think of our community.
They
you know,
didn't use the S word or the F word. Oh, wait. And one last thing. I don't know if y'all are seeing this, but in social media, you know who's sharing this song a lot? Lady G in South Carolina. Oh,
no,
maybe.
right. Yeah.
All right. Each week, congratulations, Kinsey Six. We love this. Each week at It's Happening Out, we ask our host about what is important to them, but there's a twist. It must be in just 30 seconds, or you hear this bell. And we call this segment What's on Your Mind? And it's sponsored by Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice. What's on our mind is the deep dish Detroit style pizza, or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust. Jets Pizza has been with It's Happening Out for 4 years, and their Bigger is Better campaign captured our attention. And of course, they're talking about their slices of pizza. What did you think I was talking about? Jets supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits with more than 400 locations nationwide. They are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America. And this is why Jets Pizza is our sponsor of What's on My Mind. So let's get right to it. Kal Gajraj, what's on your mind this week?
Well, Beyonce kicked off her Renaissance tour here in North America. She had 2 performances in New York this past weekend, and she's going to be here in Miami in 2 weeks, and I'm super excited to be going to the show. I can't wait. I go to a lot of shows. Faye and I go to a lot of concerts as well, and this is probably the one that I'm most anticipating for this year.
Why is Beyonce a big deal?
I mean, just we grew up with Beyonce. We grew up with Destiny's Child, you know, with their music. I think she's one of the artists where it's like our generation has really grown up with her and stuck with her, and her just music is just transforming.
Quick question as relates to that. You talk about generational association with LGBT. A lot of people would say it was Barbra Streisand in oldest generations that are still alive. Then it became Cher. And then it became Madonna. Beyonce is in that class.
I would say so. I mean, she does reference the LGBTQ plus community a lot in her music and performances and events and stuff like that. Especially in this album, you know, she talks about her uncle, you know, things like that. So she makes a lot of those references.
Incorporating all the houses into her music and stuff like that.
Community.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent. That's what's on your mind. And Faye, what's on your mind?
Folks, my wife, the Cuban, has done it again, folks, and that's what's on my mind. So, Mega Millions was like $300 billion or something like that last week. So I sent her to Publix and I said, buy some lotto tickets and get me some scratch-offs, right? So she comes home and brings the scratch-offs scratched off. She goes, you didn't win. What in the living F? I sent you to go buy me the scratch-offs. Half of it is you scratching it off herself. So she scratched off all the tickets with my money and said, you didn't win. That's it. That's what's on my mind. If somebody sends you to go get scratch-offs, you don't scratch them off. You bring them back exactly how you bought them.
Wait.
Is that what they do in Cuba?
Maybe.
Wait. I happen to know you, and I happen to know the Cuban.
Ask her tomorrow.
And I happen to know that you work at Happening Out. So it probably really wasn't your money in the first place. All right, there we go.
Does that make it any less bad, though?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Elimination.
I did tell her use her own money.
That was just uppercut. I love how you say that.
Right, exactly. All right, and Elimination, what's on your mind?
So I want to kind of bring it down and kind of be serious a little bit. On my mind is O'Shea Sibley, the 28-year-old who was voguing at a gas station, who was killed.
Stabbed.
Who was stabbed. He was stabbed. He was killed. Because of the fact that he was voguing, to Beyonce's music. And so, you know, I used to model. We're learning a lot on this table today. And I used to model.
More than I ever wanted.
Oh my gosh. And so I could never vogue. Voguing was not my thing. So I want us to start a whole new voguing challenge where we all come together and do a whole bunch of voguing sets.
At gas stations.
Push it. At gas stations and push it. And that leads me to what's happening. So on Friday, August 4th, the community in Brooklyn are doing a memorial ball in his honor to recognize at that mobile gas station in Brooklyn, an event, that whole memorial ball to push back on the community and say, you know what, you can't steal our joy, you can't steal our thunder. And so what I want to all people out there, if you're in Brooklyn, please go support. And if you're locally, teach me how to vogue. Let's start a whole new pandemic where we just do a whole bunch of voguing videos and shove it into the right wing's face and say, guess what? You cannot steal our joy. We're here. We're house. We're going to stay.
Faye and I tonight on Core News Tonight, we talked about this story very specifically, and I will just echo what Faye and I talked about. Beyonce, come on out. Help us in this story and propel this story because the boy died doing your music and what he loved. Beautiful. I love that. In what's on my mind. All right, and also on our mind is the great Jets Pizza.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
The Broward Center.
Well, thank you, Jets Pizza. All right. Our Hotspots magazine will celebrate 39 years this fall. It has been documenting the LGBTQ plus lifestyle and is the inspiration of our next segment called Hotspots Queer Entertainment. And this week, it is sponsored by the Broward Center for Performing Arts. In the LGBTQ plus community, we always make jokes about size matters. When it comes to Broward Center, size does matter. The Broward Center is the destination of choice for LGBTQ plus South Florida for spectacular entertainment in a large variety of performance venues. Broward Center ranks among the top 10 most visited theaters in the world, presenting more than 700 performances a year to more than 700,000 patrons. And Broward Center supports one of the world's largest gay communities of Fort Lauderdale. Broward County, and really all of South Florida. They support the LGBTQ plus community and are nonprofits unlike any theater in South Florida. We are excited to tell you about many of the upcoming shows that you see right now. And did you know that surveys show that the LGBTQ plus community participates in live theater performances 2.5 times more often than our straight counterparts? And that's why they are the sponsor of Hotspot's Queer Entertainment this week. Here we go. Star Trek, one of my favorite all-time entertainment platforms. Star Trek famed Wilson Cruz will never forget the bullying he endured while in high school in Southern California. He remembers turning to fellow LGBTQ plus students and teachers for support, and that was the only thing, according to him, that helped him get through his school years. This experience fueled Cruz's involvement with Gleason, the 38-year-old nationwide organization that works to make safe schools for LGBTQ plus students and educators. Cruz shared it in an interview recently with Variety. He is now the chair of Gleason's board. A 2021 survey by Gleason concluded that 82% of all students feel unsafe at school. Unsafe, 82%. Cruz fears the number is even higher in the 2 years since the findings became such a political climate in the United States. The Hotspot's Queer Entertainment episode this week is Star Trek. Wilson Cruz opens up about being bullied at school. And speaking of Hotspot's Queer Entertainment, we're going to tell you a bit more about Broward Center in a minute. But let's talk about Wilson Cruz. What do y'all think about what he is saying about bullying in schools?
Well, I mean, that's an epidemic, and that happens to everyone. And like you said, it's gotten even worse, right? If you're not worried about a gunman coming into your school, you're getting bullied, and you're not being able to get a good education because of it. Wilson Cruz was in My So-Called Life when he was a kid, right? That was the show he was on, right? And, so he was like a semi-star, and he still got bullied in school for being gay. So, what chance do the rest of us have? You know what I mean? The thing with being bullied, it sucks, and it completely stops you from wanting to make friends or even get educated or even go into school. To anybody that's being bullied, man, find your tribe. There's strength in numbers. If you have at least 2 people with you, they can't grab you to beat your ass because you got 2 people holding you, helping you get away. I thank goodness that he was able to get past that.
Let me ask you and ask all of you, at the end of the day, one of the things that I don't understand that has just not resonated with the general population is when you have a governor that is willing to say some of the things that he has said about Disney, about Don't Say Gay, about woke identity, about slavery has really been good for you, about all of the related issues of queerness, trans identity, gender, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When your governor has been so free to say these kind of words, how do we not possibly expect that 15-year-old, 16-year-old Johnny goes, I've got permission to do this?
Because they see their parents doing the same thing.
Well, that's the thing. So that's the excuse they're going to give. Think about it. Most often, families sit together around at 6 o'clock in the evening and have dinner together. So on the news, their agenda is being pushed in front of their faces. Parents either agreeing or not. So long gone are the days of being picked on because you're too short or you may not look a certain way. Now the target is on the LGBTQI and those who don't know their way. And TV and social media is allowing it to happen. And so I agree with you. Find your tribe. Find those people who are gonna allow you to live. And it's disheartening because they're taking away all our diversity programs in our schools. They're making it easier for people to be bullied, and they're making it okay because the moment that a child can say, well, you removed my education, you told me it was okay because you took away the diversity officer, you took away that gay club, so I think it's okay. They're giving them license to do that.
Do you all agree with that?
I agree with that.
Yeah, no, and I can't imagine what it's like to be in high school now. I just went to my 20th high school reunion 2 years ago. And getting together with a lot of my friends who they all have they had kids outside right after high school. So all of their kids are in high school now. So the kids that I went to school with, they have kids, that are going through this experience right now. And I think about my experience, and I was lucky to go to school with the same group of friends from elementary, middle, and high school. So I had my tribe. And when I was in high school, no one was out. There was 4 people, including myself, that we knew that were gay. But no one ever talked about it. We didn't have any student groups. No one was out. There was no gays, no lesbians, no trans, no nothing. Until after our
By the
first
way,
year.
that's exactly how Ron DeSantis would like to keep it.
Yeah,
by the way.
and that's how it was 20 years ago. And and everyone came out in college and so on. And when I talk to my friends about it now, who a lot of my friends I still have since I was a kid, and we talk about, did you know that I was gay? And they're like, oh yeah, we knew you were gay, since elementary school. I'm like, well, how did you know? We always have like these conversations about it. And I remember a particular story that came up at my 20th high school reunion when I ran into one of my friends' ex-girlfriends that they dated in high school. And one of my friends, he used to walk me home every day from the bus stop because he lived in the next block over. And this particular friend, we were friends since elementary school, elementary, middle, and high school. So we rode the bus together, we walked home, we carpooled and stuff like that. And he always walked me home, and he told her this because he always said he had to walk me home just to make sure that I was safe.
Aww.
And I never knew this because he didn't want anyone to bully me, even though I was never bullied in high school, but my tribe was there for me, and they would speak up for me in places that, conversations that I wasn't in, or people were making fun of me, they were there to speak up for me. So I'm really thankful for that group of friends.
You didn't know that this shield of protection was
had no
going
idea.
on.
I just thought, because he lived in the next block, he would just walk.
It was
me home.
convenient, but it was
convenient. But he told his girlfriend, he's like, oh no, I have to make sure that Kal gets home safe.
I'm curious. When you learned that, did you ever have a moment with him where you went back to?
I did. It's funny enough because he's actually my barber now, so I still see him because we went to undergrad together. The few hairs that I have left on my head, I still go see him since he's a barber. Just to be able
only
to keep
twice
it up.
a year.
Yeah, basically every 6 months.
See,
I did tell him, and he goes, "How do you know that?" He's like, "I'm holding clippers right now." And I'm like, "I know." And I told him, "Oh, so and so told me, about that. Is it true?" And he goes, "Yeah, I never wanted anyone to pick on you."
That's so sweet. But see, that's why I only bullied white people in high school.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. And cheerleaders.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think it's fabulous.
That was Ron DeSantis cutting the clip.
I think fabulous that you had a friend.
And I hope kids
and
have that
fabulous
support.
that you had a friend like that didn't wear it on their sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
and tell
wanted
you
to
about it.
keep
Yeah.
it quiet.
Had no idea until 20 years later.
Yeah. That's really amazing. All right. Well, and speaking of Hotspot Square Entertainment, here's a quick glimpse of the venues that are part of Broward Center.
The Broward Center for the Performing Arts, Parker Playhouse, Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, Rose and Alfred Miniachi Performing Arts Center. 4 venues that together bring a wealth of excitement to our community through the performing arts. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the center for world-class live entertainment, arts education, special events, dining, and more.
Well, thank you, Broward Center. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral. This is the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. And supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at the Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We're broadcasting Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. Up next, let's discuss It's Happening Out Hot Topic this week. It's sponsored by the American retail chain Hot Topic. They have nearly 700 locations specializing in counterculture-related clothing and accessories, representing many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more. Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise that celebrates all aspects of the LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations. And that is why they are the sponsor of It's Happening Out's Hot Topic. This week, according to former intelligence officers and whistleblower, specifically David Grush, who testified in a congressional hearing this week, the United States is in possession of a UFO aircraft and remains that appear to be non-human.
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after this.
Well, for some, the news came as no surprise, but for other Twitter users, the seeming confirmation of extraterrestrial life forms prompted other questions. Are we okay? Are they hot? There was lots of conversation about that. Are they gay? Rather, there's got to be some gays in apparently these extraterrestrials. After all, we've already met some pretty iconic queer aliens in the sexy interspecies lesbian relationship spaces between lizard look at. I'm abandoning all of this. The question is, this is our hot topic this week. A whistleblower testified in front of Congress last week about the existence of ETs. And we wonder, are there any of them that are gay? What do we think about ETs and proof?
So Pornhub has a lot of alien gay porn videos, and I enjoyed watching at least 3 hours yesterday. I'm just saying.
3 hours?
It was really
Is that
intense.
why you didn't text me back?
That's what happened. I went down the rabbit hole of gay aliens. But no, like we don't, okay, you know, if you think that there's nothing else on this planet aside from us, come on, you really think you're really small-minded, right? So they, you know, now they're telling us that they have this aircraft and all of that. But I want to know, I mean, you know, do they want to have sex with us? Do they have a penis? Do they have a vagina? Do they even have sex? You know, are they gay? Like, I have so many questions. Are they hot looking? Like, I want to know.
Let's ask one of them. Elimination.
Oh, you stole my joke, but it's okay. You got me before I got you. So I've always known that aliens existed.
Right.
How do you know?
I won't steal that one. But people who put mayonnaise on French fries, or people who don't understand that sugar does go on grits. So those are the folks that I know are not from this planet. Sugar.
Yes, it does. I love sugar on grits.
So therefore, the aliens have shown themselves. And so I have the same questions. I want them to be hot. I want them to be sexy. And hopefully I had sex with one or two in all these years. And so that way I maybe have procreated.
Yeah. We've seen this story. If you've watched any of the Men in Black movies, that's exactly the theme of those movies. First off, do we think that there's extraterrestrials?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We just
We can't be the only ones.
Yeah, I think it's naive to think that we're the only ones. Whatever you believe in, I don't think it's just naive to think that we're the only ones that exist in this entire
the planets
galaxy.
exist, right? So if we exist on this one, there have to be. We just haven't found them yet.
Yeah, and I think that they keep on coming back and looking at this place and going, "Oh, you guys are fucked up. We'll be back, and then we'll leave."
Absolutely.
You know,
They lock their doors.
and they're gone.
So the joke in Men in Black is that Al Roker is one of them, and multiples live among us. They get that wrong. The guy with the orange hair up at Mar-a-Lago is here.
Probably one.
Yeah, probably one.
So guess what? Think about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman did episodes where during the 40s, when the alien came, and they were going to destroy Earth because they thought that Earthlings were not able to maintain life form, because that was when Nazi, and we were fighting the Nazis and World War, that war. They then left. Then during the 70s, the same alien system came back to see how Earth was doing. So if Wonder Woman has already shown us the aliens exist and are monitoring us, it does not exist.
Linda Carter don't lie.
Linda does never lie.
And one of the interesting things on this subject, this testimony in front of Congress, he is saying we have the proof, and there's
the spaceship or whatever they have, the craft.
and remains, and we have the proof of it. It's really interesting to me in the culture sense, especially movies and television. There's two different streams of what we think about aliens. There's the ones that are here to destroy us. They're evil. They want to take over, etc. And then there's storylines like in Contact and those kind of movies, which is The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is
Signs.
Or Signs, exactly. And you're in a situation where there are these two extremes. I have read repeatedly from very interesting writers and authors that say the stories that demonize aliens as to be here to conquest, to take our resources, to enslave us, and ultimately to kill us is a representation of the toxic masculinity of our own society. It's the slavery story. It's the white versus all people of color story. It's the straight versus queer story. Where do y'all stand on
You have to make a demon worse than you. And so therefore, if like, to your point, we've subjugated women, we've subjugated people of color, we put Asian folks in camps. So therefore, I have to make a whole bunch of folks worse than me so I can be okay with my existence. So I am totally high-fiving you. The Bacardi that's made me doing this. I am totally with you on that. And that's why that narrative is there, because I can't be the only bad guy in the world. Or they can't be. They in their narrative, they can't be the only bad guy in the world.
And maybe their society is so far advanced than ours that they're not constructed to gender or sexuality.
They're non-binary, for sure.
That type of thing. So we're the ones that are constructed to that and have made that, so who knows?
I told Teresa about the story. She went outside and started dancing and saying, take me. I don't want to pay the mortgage next year. I'm like, bitch, they're not getting you, mama.
She was like that lesbian at Independence Day that went to the top of the building.
I was going to say with the sign.
With the sign.
Yes. And she was the first one that was killed.
Yeah, the first one to go.
Teresa's the first one to go.
No, we need her because she's going to save us when the floods come. So no, we
need her. We need her.
Interesting story. We can't be alone.
We can't. We won't. We aren't alone.
All right. All right. Next up, let's have a playful conversation about sex, like the entire show. Our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. It is sponsored by Andrew Christian. AC is the world's most recognized sexy fashion brand for men. Iconic names like Trophy Boy, fashion wear, swimsuits, and underwear are just the start of Andrew Christian. It was founded by and dedicated to the LGBTQ plus community. Andrew was selected as this year's prestigious Out 100 recipient. Very interesting that Andrew Christian has become a status symbol for straight men that want to adopt the lifestyle that the queer community represents. The brand support of our LGBTQ plus community is unparalleled. He shows up at our Pride events, our major parties, and our charities, and so much more. Andrew Christian's presence in pop culture, entertainment, trending video content, and so much more is why Andrew Christian is our sponsor of Shag, Marry, Chop. So let's do it. Go for the gold. Season 2, it's just launched this week. And here are our favorite go-go gods associated with it. First, in Shag, Marry, Chop, there is Ace Wilde. And then Johnny Cakes and then Kirby La Brea. Okay? And probably we're going to talk a little bit about Go-Go God. We did last time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's play Shag, Marry, Chop. Cal, let's start with you. Who are you going to shag? First off, have you seen any of Go-Go Gods? First season?
I haven't. So I definitely need to catch up, certainly, because you said this is season 2?
This is season 2.
The lighting is way better this time, so watch now.
So I definitely have to catch up on it. So I'm going to be shagging Johnny because he gives me that whole
Cakes.
like Magic Mike vibe. So definitely going to shag him because I want that to live out that fantasy. I'm going to marry Ace because number 1, he's totally sexy. And 2, you see he's wearing glasses, so he looks intellectual. They're probably fake glasses, but he probably reads books. So I'm going to marry him.
He reads.
So he reads.
He can read. I love
he reads. So I'm going to marry him. And then unfortunately, I'm going to have to chop Kirby.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Why Kirby? He seems so sweet.
I don't think that we're going to have a closet big enough for his wardrobe to share.
All right, and Faye, who are you going to shag?
I'm gonna shag Kirby, the one that you kind of asked, right? I'm gonna shag Kirby La Brea because I think that our sex will be fun and wild, and I think we'll role play, and I think I'll put on the feathers and then, top him. Like, it would be a lot of fun. I am gonna marry Ace Wild because, look at that smile, and I just feel like I could just get lost in his ass for days and days, and I'd be okay with that. Find me later. Don't send anybody to get me. And I am chopping Johnny Cakes because I feel like I'd be putting sunblock on him all day, every day. And I don't got that kind of time, so I'm sorry, Cakes. That's why I had to chop you.
I can tell you one thing for sure. You get this wrong because you're not shagging him, La Brea.
No?
No, because he is just overflowing with personality. And you won't like that because it'll detract.
It'll make my penis go down.
Oh, we don't want that.
That's what will happen.
Okay,
You've been there. You've been there. I know.
You're pretty much getting right. All right, there we are. I'm just trying to help. Shortcut.
It's a game out.
It's a game, right. Elimination, who are you shagging?
So I have not seen Go-Go, but I will, again, being vulnerable and sharing. So on my top things to do when I
Well, no, wait. Before you tell us any of your shag, marry, chop, let's talk about Go for the Gold for a moment.
Okay.
Now, when it first came out, it had some difficulties. We'll say that. What do we think about the small, independently produced shows like this? You're either RuPaul's Drag Race, which is season 13, 14, international. The amount of money that's being poured into that is completely different than what you see in almost everything else.
So I think, I'm all for it. Before I was cut off, one of the top 10 things that I wanted to do in high school was be a go-go boy. And so I think there's someone out there like me that's growing up and going to see this show and say, you know what, I can do this. I can live this life. I can do that. And so everybody needs a market. Everybody needs a moment. And these folks may travel, get some marketing, get some notoriety off of this. And so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think they were winning like $10,000. That was it.
Yeah.
Season one.
They got bachelors 1 through 25.
I'm curious the point that you just made. Who out of season 1 accomplished that?
I have not watched. Before you cut me off, I have not seen any of it. That's why I made the conversation about me.
Okay.
But then, that white guy still in a black guy's voice. That happens all the time. We're just used to it. He stole the woman's voice. He stole the black guy's voice. What else you going to do today? What else?
Right. All right. So.
And aliens exist.
You're the alien, Al.
Alien, clearly, right?
There it is. He was under our nose.
And we're done. Okay. There it is.
You make that joke like it's not true. All right. So the shag, marry, chop. Let's zero back in. Who are you shagging?
So I am shagging Johnny Cakes. I think that I love desserts. I will eat the cakes all day. Production was very proud of me because I did my homework for this one, and I had to go and do some research. And the cakes is real, So therefore, I would definitely, hit it, quit it, be done, eat it, send him on his way. If I saw him at Alibi later, I'm like, hey, what's up? And at 2:00 he hits me up, then we'll shag again.
Yeah.
I would marry Ace Wild all day.
Really?
Ace Wild all day. Again, doing my research, I want to smash him in his gold heels. He has a hump day post that I would live every hump day there is.
Oh,
that was
nice.
so amazing.
No, I haven't seen that. Explain to me. What
hump day.
do? I know what that is.
You said explain to me. I wasn't sure.
What he does so well.
Explain to him hump.
So, well, his humps are so beautiful, and his hump day post that shared his humps. that dance during that hump day, I want to live every Wednesday of my life. So therefore, I would marry him.
That's high praise.
And then,
I know Elimination.
very much like Cal, that he had glasses, so I see him being a little smart. So I want that to be part of our existence through our everyday life. So
Ace
Wild
Wild.
would be the marriage.
Ace Wild, please call Elimination.
All day, I got an elimination chamber for you. Is this the camera? Elimination change your way.
All right, Judy.
Just for you.
Oh my God. Can I film it? Can I film it?
Yes, please.
Okay, yay!
You can give direction too. I'm all for that.
Can I market it?
Yes, please. I am for all of this. Ace Wild. Call me, boo. All right, and then I am definitely chopping Kirby LaBrea. He would definitely make my little man go small.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Not that
nothing.
little.
And your little man is not little, my friend.
But there's
Hello, remember, it's got an elbow. Do you not remember my roast?
But because you've seen it, I shared it with you. You're my sibling. I had to share it with you. So all transparency fans, I had to share it with you.
And that's why that's why Ace Wild is tuning out right now. Elbow, I'm out.
But no, the elbow goes. Left the Albuquerque. But yeah, Kirby, Kirby's sweet, but during my investigation, there was nothing about that. I was like, yeah, I had to investigate.
During my background check, there was nothing that I wanted from him.
Yeah, Kirby,
most people just use their grinder. Elimination actually searches Wikipedia for his hookups. All right, got it.
Yeah, Wikipedia is not accurate, All right. But that part.
With so much shagging, marrying, and chopping, let me remind you of what we love about Andrew Christian.
It's all about us. It's all about us. All about us. We're dancing close together, making out, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's a magic in your eyes, can't get enough. I can't get enough. Oh, it's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. We're dancing close together, making.
Well, thank you, Andrew Christian. Well, that's it. Another week with It's Happening Out. You sat right here at the LGBTQ plus kitchen table as we kikied on the things that we think are important to our community. We invite you to follow our 501c3 nonprofit experiment. Is our LGBTQ plus community important to you? Our mission means that we believe it deeply is important, and we believe in it. And we thank you for joining us and taking a little time to have some fun with us. Remember, if it's important to you,
It's happening out.
Until next time, good night.
Good night.